let's get started.
Okay. Just a lot of people. Well, first I wanted to, specify that we do need to be doing the Friday check-ins because that is the way I can help on these calls. Whatever, weaknesses you are having or whatever struggles you are having, if you put it on the Friday check-in, then I'll be able to kind of tailor this call more towards your needs. But so far, people have, said they are having a drop in motivation in the week and are feeling very overwhelmed. That is like a word I'm hearing often is that people are overwhelmed. And I just wanted to break that down. And instead of like overcomplicating it and thinking, yeah, I need to sign 10 clients, I need to do all the videos, I need to do everything, as I'm saying all the time, I think that we need to break it down into smaller goals. Like, for example, instead of focusing, okay, in the next month, I need to get 10 clients to be like, I need to get 5 clients, I need to get 3 clients. We just need to focus on, okay, I'm going to do 20 calls a day. I'm going to do this many messages a day. Whether it goes through or not, for you to get a client, that's qadr of Allah, and it's gonna happen with time. And also, that's why we have cost per book call to try and show you that no matter how many times you get a no, the yes is always worth it
Mm.
because you're always getting a large increase of profit. So
Yes.
if we just so if we just say, okay, break down the steps from now on and say, okay, today I'm gonna call 20 people, tomorrow I'm gonna call 20 people. If you can't call 20 people yet, then make your goal for this week 10 people and then bump it up next week to 15 and the next week 20. Like we just need to take it slowly instead of overwhelming ourselves because that's when people are getting burnt out.
Yeah. Yeah. You know how you said, okay, if you're not able to hit the full 20, decrease that, do what is possible for you, and then slowly, gradually increase.
Yeah.
Um, I really live by that because I'm really lazy, and I've said it multiple times that I really am lazy. But what I am really good at is just being consistent. The question that I always ask is when I'm going to start something new, how can I make sure that I can incorporate that within my life so I make sure to never ever miss that? Now, I've been going to the gym for about 8 years now. So, 2017, I actually started going to the gym, but working out at home maybe like 2016, end of 2016. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is I see these people, tracking each macro, and I go to the gym 5 or 6 times a week, all that stuff. I'm like, what the hell, man? I can't be bothered doing all that stuff. I've been going consistently for at least 2 to 3 times a week for the past 8 years. And that consistently builds up. It builds up. Life is, just simply doing the effective actions over a long period of time. So meaning if
Mm.
the KPI is 100 a week, fair enough. Okay, you didn't hit 100 a week. At least do 50. Okay, no problem, not 50. Then do 25. So at least the KPI or the 2 to 4 book calls that you were meant to do within that 1 week, maybe you'll do in 2 weeks or maybe 4 weeks. But at least get something done. Don't like the perfection or the expectation of what is meant to be done kind of hold you back from actually doing it because you're just not able to hit that. Because we have our own, lifestyles, things happening in our lives. That's why I've not put any time limit in the program. Take as long as
Mm.
you. We're going to make sure that you hit the end goal. Any other point that you like to mention, Nyla?
Yeah, I just wanted to say as well, I feel like a lot of people are running towards the money, but I feel like we need to understand that this is a lifestyle change. Just like how it becomes, like Arzam said, when you go to the gym and you change your life like that, you change your health, you change your habits. This is something that you do need to give yourself grace with because you're changing your life, you're changing your habits. If you don't grow with this and you're just getting money, then you won't ever be able to maintain yourself at that position because you
Yeah,
don't know how to handle it or grow it. This is what the program's here for, to help you grow yourself as well as your business.
yeah, yeah. And I was thinking about this morning. A couple of years back, like 5 years back, I did door to door for a couple of months, actually 6 or 7 months, where you go door to door, try and I used to do charities. And one of the key things that they taught was, okay, this is happening, this difficulty is happening, this problem's happened. What next? Don't complain and don't be negative. What next? Right? So, for example, for me to sign someone up, I needed a tablet. Like I needed a tablet to enter in the information, the card details, all that stuff. And sometimes the tablet didn't work. And then I'm there with my team member. Either their tablet's working or maybe I have to find another tablet, but the office is like 10, 15 minutes away. So the phrase that they always said, figure it out. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this right now is that taught me, that allowed me to become the person that could always ask the question, how can I figure this out? Now, what I learned then, I am still applying now, meaning this month for Firmflow AI, the new agency, um, because I wanted to increase spend from 3K to 5K. What we did was we added new ads, right? New creatives, etc. But just people that don't understand that we just did new things to get bigger results or better results. But what ended up happening was things broke. And when things break, then you have to very quickly figure out what to do next. Okay, this is happening. This problem is happening. What to do next? So the things, the difficulties that I went through then, the lessons that I learned then, I'm applying now. So it comes back to one of the key lessons that I've learned from a mentor is all work works. All work works, as in whether it's working on you or whether it's working for you. So let the work work on you until it can work for you. I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but it definitely makes a lot of sense. So whatever you're going through right now, the difficulty you're going through right now, you come back home at about 5, 6 p.m. Then you have to do cold calls. Oh, God, I can't bother doing the cold calls today. I'm really tired. But you pushing through that will definitely kind of, if you stick to it, help you later down the line when you have a proper agency, and then you can use those same kind of lessons that you learn now, then when you're actually running a multiple six-figure operation. I really hope that made sense, guys. Anything else?
Mm. Yeah, just to build off that, I also wanted to say is that action is the best motivator. Like, as much as I can sit here and Samira can sit here and, talk through your problems, yes, but we're just an aid. I can't, at the end of the day, get you up and force you to do the work. Some of you want to do it, but you're blocking yourself from doing it. I have said this a couple of times this week as well. Action is the best motivator. Once you get started, it will start rolling off. Just like when you think something is a big task, you keep building up in your brain, building up in your brain, and then when you actually do it, you're like, oh, it wasn't actually that bad. That's the same with this program. If you keep building it so huge in your head, you have to remember Arzam has already broken down the steps so simply for you. You just have to do one thing consistently and it's fine. You don't have to worry about the repercussions if it doesn't work. You don't have to worry about if it fails or not because you know it's going to work. You don't have to worry about, oh, what should I say? Because if you don't know what to say, we're here to tell you what to say. You have so much responsibility lifted off you that this one thing, just with the cold calls or with the Instagram messaging, you have to force yourself to do it yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Because what I'm working on right now is the biggest thing that obviously holds a lot of you guys back is just doing the cold calls. And I want to figure out a way for me to have a 10 out of 10 team for cold calling. Right now, we were using these Filipino guys. They were okay. They were booking calls and they still are performing. But I'm like, how can we make that better? So I've been training this Egyptian team. And we're working with this Egyptian team, and I really have high hopes for them because they're booking about 4 or 5 calls per 12 hours, which is incredible. And right now, I was just working on some show up rates that we were having issues with. So I took a call for one of the clients using the cold callers this week. I took a couple of them just to make sure that, okay, is it the cold caller's fault or is it we don't have a proper process or the client isn't actually sending the right reminders? I know it's a drastic change of topics right now, but I'd like to pivot to this because it's relevant for everyone, either you doing the cold calling yourself or you're using the cold calls or any other funnel. So I want to share my screen and show you what exactly I did to really improve the show up rate. So I'm going to share my screen. What I'll be asking for is a 1 in the chat if it does make sense, 2 if it doesn't, so I can explain it again. So this is someone in the HVAC niche, and the cold callers, this is the Filipino cold callers. They booked in a call for them, and I told them I'll take these calls for you. Just want to test out can I improve the show up rates by me sending reminders? So this is what I've done for all of my businesses. I've done this for Firmflow AI and this business and others as well, and it's always worked. So reminder the day before, so through email and text. Now in this case, I couldn't text them. I usually just text them on WhatsApp, but in this case, I just sent a reminder. Now the reminder, and because this was last minute, I couldn't send it the day before, so it was on the day. So here's what I said. I just literally made up this name, HVAC Flow AI. I literally on the spot within 2 made up this name and called it HVAC Flow AI. And here's what I wrote down, and this is what I want all of you to do. Hey, quick reminder of our call today at 3 p.m. EST. Looking forward to speaking on breaking down how we can help HVAC companies sign up 50K plus in new installation or premium contracts within the next 90 days. So it's just a guarantee that you can find in week 2. But the reason we mention this is because people only do things for one reason only, is because of their own self-interest. What's in it for me? And it's not a bad thing, it's just a reality. You know, we only want to do things for our own reasons. So why should this person jump on a call? So I can break down how I'm going to get them 50K plus, whatever, on pay and results. So that generates curiosity. And for people that wonder and people that are new in the program and didn't listen in the actual course modules, that why we have these guarantees and why don't we just say we do digital marketing, we'll run Facebook ads, is because I will run Facebook ads for you is saturated. So markets don't get saturated, offers get saturated. What I'm offering gets saturated. Oh yeah, I've heard that before. But the market can never get saturated because humans will always want more. Wanting more creates the problem. How do I get more? That's where we come in as business owners. We solve that problem and then get them to their goal. But anyway, this is where you write down, you insert your own guarantee, whatever niche that you're working on, and then you simply send them the link. Either you're using Zoom. I've always used Google Meet. I don't know why. I just have, and it works for me. And then I send them another reminder saying this. Another quick reminder of our call at 3 p.m. EST, break it down. Again, mentioning the guarantee in case they forgot, and then putting this here. And this was an hour before the call. And then, not just this, when the call came, I rang them. Now, because this person didn't have WhatsApp, I used this app, Yola. Now, the reason I use this is because it's easy. Now, you could use, CRMs like Go High Level, all that stuff, but you have to pay a lot for them, and I don't really have a need for it right now. But I use Yola in case I need to call someone. You just put like £2-3 as credit, call the person, that does the job. So I use Yola, called him up on the time, and then brought him on the call itself. So don't expect just because you sent the link or just because they booked in a call, they will join and then you'll have a conversation. It's just not going to happen. Very, very unlikely. Unless it's through ads, it's more likely because they have higher intent, higher interest. Right now through a cold funnel, they're more like, they're kind of iffy. So you have to kind of take control, call them, say, check your email, can you join? So the process would be you call them on the time, build quick relationship. Hey, how's it going? Where you from? All that stuff. Then you ask them to check their email, and then they join the call, and then you use the sales structure. So this actually worked, and it actually improved the show. So step number 1 is reminder the day before, exact same structure, reminder on the morning, and then reminder an hour before, and then last step is you call them. To call them and then bring them on the call. Very, very important. But yeah, guys, hopefully this was useful. Anything else from your side, Nala?
No, that's fine. I think I've said everything I need to say.
Okay, perfect. Sharing lessons from Firmflow AI from this one, because I believe this is really useful for you guys, because I'm doing the thing that you guys are currently doing yourself, and I can share lessons. Okay, these are the problems that I'm going through, and you probably won't get the same problems with me, but you might have your own problems. But this is how I am tackling my problems in this new business that is serving accounting firms in North America. So this month, as I mentioned, I wanted to increase spend from 3K a month to 5K a month, and we added video ads. Same thing, me just holding up a camera and then saying the same offer, same stuff, but that ended up not working. That didn't work. That's why in business you have to test things out. Don't get too emotionally attached. Things will not work, things will break. Don't be so emotionally attached. Although it is easier said than done, because at the beginning you just want a bit of proof of concepts, like does it even work? That is probably the most difficult part. Kind of pushing through that. Does this even work phase? But you need to know that just don't be too emotionally attached to a strategy. Don't start thinking that the business doesn't work because one funnel didn't work for you, or you haven't just done enough to actually expect results from that funnel. But anyway, what happened was we spent this amount of money. The market just didn't adapt well to the video ads, or the people that did come, they brought their weird objections. They were just weren't serious. They were qualified on the form, but they weren't looking for what I wanted to offer them. Meaning, like I promised them fractional CFO clients. That's my USP. You guys understand the word USP, right? Unique selling point. That's my USP. I bring them fractional CFO clients, meaning it's just high ticket clients that they can charge $2,000 per month. So that's what I can offer them. But the people that I was attracting through those ads were people that were just looking for more tax clients, 200 a month, 300 a month. It's just those are things that aren't that valuable to them for a 6,000 fee that I charge. So that's why I just kind of testing, learning through testing by doing. So I took about like I think 5 calls, and I didn't close 5 calls, which was a big it hurts your ego if you've taken thousands of calls and you haven't closed 1 out of 5. It's just like what is going on. But I had to analyze what is the root problem, what is the root cause. So what I then decided was, okay, let's do an experiment. If I got about 5 or 6 closes from this one ad, one creative, then why don't I just do more of that? And I ended up listening to my media buyer that, okay, if we're targeting for under 200 cost per book call, then we should try different creatives and aim for 200 cost per book call. But what I should have done is do what has worked for me so far, which is looking at the end. The end is cash collected, meaning I've spent this much and I got this much back. Not in the middle, not cost per lead, how much is per lead or how much is per call. It's the end. I've spent this much and I got this much back. And what he convinced me to do was, okay, let's change the ads. Let's try video ads because the cost per book call is slightly increasing. But what I should have done is know the ROAS, the upfront cash collected ROAS for 4x for 3K a month. Meaning last month I spent 3,000 and brought back 12,000 with FirmFlow AI. So I should have just kept doing that. But anyway, I learned from that. And what I decided a couple of days ago was, okay, I think the problem is that sure, the cost per book call has increased or it's improved by adding those video ads. But what has decreased is the cash collected, the ROAS, return on ad spend. So what I told him was, cut out the video ads. Let's go back to it. Even if the cost per book call increases to 300, I don't care because I care about the ROAS in cash. That's what I follow with all the other businesses that I've done. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Started getting good calls, started getting quality calls, and we've got a couple of layups in the next few days. So point of me telling you that was, don't be attached to any strategy. Don't start getting emotional if one strategy does not work. It does not mean that the business does not work. It will be difficult because at the beginning you just want some sort of proof of concept, but that's at the beginning it's kind of a weird one. Like you want proof of concept very quickly, but also you have to go through the learning. You have to let the work on you so you can have it work for you. You start getting results and you start making money. Drop a 1 in the chat if it did make sense. If the point that I was trying to make did make sense. 2 if it didn't, then I can maybe go through it again. A 1 in the chat would be good. I see 3 ones. There are more people on the call. I'll wait. Cam doesn't like ones. He just likes thumbs up. Fair enough. um, cool. I now see a lot more ones. Okay, so you guys get the point. Um, I really hope that was useful. What we talked about on this call was break down the work into something that is manageable for you. Number two is I've shown you what to send all your calls to make sure they actually show up. And number three was don't get attached to any strategy. Understand basic principles, fundamentals. Um, you know that you have to kind of go through the process, find what works for you. And once you find what works for you, then it's just about doing more of that. But Nyla, anything that we'd like to end off with?
No, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that they can message me whenever they need any support, whether you're feeling overwhelmed or undermotivated. I'm here, and you can just book a call with me, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really trying to improve the support that we give to you guys. I've really been working on these cold callers. Inshallah, I'll know. I'll fix the root problem that we're getting with them right now, which was mainly just the show ups. But I think it's solved now. We just need to do this. What I showed you. We've got Nyla, who we onboarded this month to really be here with you, just to help you manage this within your current lifestyle. Because it's not the question whether the business works or not. The question is how can we make it work for you. So take use of Nala, take use of me, take use of Samira. We're all here to make sure you definitely get the results. But yeah, if you need anything else, shoot me a message. But I think that's pretty much it for today. I'll speak to everyone next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.